Hi my lovies, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a review of the Modern Renaissance palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I am so excited to be reviewing this. I asked you guys on my Snapchat, if you don't follow me there, do go on, you're more than welcome. I asked you guys if you would like to see a review and a ton of you said you would. So here I am today, filming my review. This full makeup look as well is using the Renaissance palette, and I will link it down below when it is up. This video more than likely will be up first. The lip colour is the only thing that's different. I just wanted to make it a little bit more exciting for this video and put on like a bold pink lip. So this is what the palette looks like. A lot of people call this the Renaissance palette. I live in Ireland, it's called the Renaissance over here. Just in case you're wondering about the way I say things, you know, that's the way I learned how to pronounce it in school. Renaissance palette is kind of like a velvet feel to it. It reminds me so much of the Naked One palette with the kind of velvety feel to it. The only problem with this versus the Naked palette is this is a nice mauvey colour. This is going to get grubby very quickly. I know it will, because I get fingerprints on everything as it is, and this mauvey colour is definitely going to get fingerprints on it, so I'm going to have to take good care not to get it filthy. When you open it up, you see your shadows inside and you get a little brush. I'm just going to take the brush out for now before I put it away completely. I just want to say that this brush surprised me because I thought it was going to be absolutely rubbish, and I wanted to give it a try out just to see, for just the sake of it, and I thought that this brush was actually really good, especially this fluffy side. It's great at getting right into the crease and blending everything out, and this side here was great for packing eyeshadow onto the lid. I really like this brush, super surprised with that. So this is what the shadows look like on the inside. You get 14 shadows in total, which I think is standard with the Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes. This is my first one, so I'm excited to add this to my collection. This palette has 11 matte shadows, which happy days, because I love myself some matte shadows. 2 satins and 1 metallic, so I'm presuming that this one here is the metallic one. What are you called? Antique bronze. Obviously it's a dead giveaway. This palette is based upon the Renaissance and the painting and all the fun that went on during the Renaissance era, which is one of my favourite eras. I loved to learn about it when I was in history class, so I love the fact that this is named after the Renaissance, and all these shadows inside are named and themed after the Renaissance. There are 3 shadows that you can buy singly. The rest of them are all brand new to this palette. 3 that you can buy singly are Burnt Orange, Bon Fresco, and Warm Taupe, which is this one down here at the bottom. Those 3 are the ones that you can buy in single pan form. When I opened this palette, I was initially drawn to Love Letters. Just, oh, look at it. It is super pretty. It is just one of the most perfect eyeshadows ever. The other shadow that I'm obsessed with is this bright orange down here. It's stunning. So you can see the shadows are a mix of warm and neutral shades. There's nothing really too cool except for that one there, the what's it called? Born Fresco. To keep checking the names. So I've tried them on my eyes today, and I've swatched them all over the course of like the last few days since I've had them, and I think that they are so buttery and pigmented. Also, I will link down where I buy or where I bought this palette below, so do check that out as well, because I know I'm going to get a ton of questions. It took me only 4 or 5 days to actually get it to my house, which wasn't too bad. Working days, that is. We'll be doing swatches of all of these shadows as well, so stay tuned for that. But that's just a quick look of what they all look like. Now I just want to briefly talk about the pigmentation, how they performed on my skin. When I was swatching them all, they swatched amazingly, really buttery, but you can never really tell from a swatch. I find that the best way of actually judging is when you put them on your eyes. Now, when I usually use shimmery shadows like this one here, Primavera and Vermeer, when you use those shadows on your eyelid, what normally happens is you get an awful lot of fallout, because they're really difficult to work with. They're satin finishes, and there's an awful lot of fallout from shadows like that, I have found in my experience. I used Vermeer on my eye today, just on the inner portion, and literally one swipe of the brush, one tap in the eye, and it was like welded onto my eyes and quite bright and pigmented. And I've never known any shadows like that before, because normally, like even with my Urban Decay and stuff like that, you get an awful lot of fallout from those shadows. So pleasantly surprised by that. The one that I did find I did have a little bit of fallout from was Red Ochre. I had this smallest little bit of fallout from it, but other than that, there was nothing like really to write home about. I didn't notice any of them being really powdery. I found the shadows a delight to work with. They blended out really well. They were really creamy, really soft, soft. They were so pigmented. The shadows are really unique. I just thought that this was amazing, and for the first time buying a palette from Anastasia, or any eyeshadows from Anastasia, I am highly impressed. This is one of the nicest palettes I think I own. The shadows remind me a lot of the Too Faced shadows, that kind of creamy buttery texture that you get from them, but not much fallout. Really highly pigmented, easy to blend, and work amazingly well on the skin, because that's kind of a really important thing for me, how they blend and how they work on the skin. So that's basically everything I want to say about the shadows. I give them a big thumbs up. I think they were amazing. I love them so much. I just think that the palette is so beautiful. This palette cost about €55. I will write down that all below, and do check it out, and I will link a couple of different places that you can get it. I know if you live in Europe or Australia or New Zealand, or you live in America, you would want to be getting it from places that are near to you, so you don't have to wait forever and a day for shipping. That's all I want to say about the palette. I want to get in and do a couple of swatches now for you guys, so I hope you enjoy the swatches and you can see yourself what they all look like. Tempera, Golden Ochre, Vermeera, Bon Fresco, Antique Bronze, Love Letter, and Cypress Umber. That row of shadows are all really pigmented and no powderiness. Raw Sienna, Burnt Orange, Primavera, Red Ochre, Venetian Red, Warm Taupe, and Realgar. Again, every single shadow was really pigmented and no powderiness that I noticed. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you liked the swatches, and definitely let me know what you thought of the palette. If you're trying it out or if you've never used it before, what do you think of it? I'm obsessed. Like, I really am in love with this palette. Just the colors of it, everything about it is just beautiful. I love all these like pinky colors and just the bright orange, and just everything about it is beautiful. You could literally get about 100 different combinations of eyeshadow looks from this, and I think it works well with most skin tones because there's a shadow for everybody in this palette, and it is one of the most unique palettes I think I've seen around. I don't know any other palette that is as beautiful as this one. So thank you so much guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and I will talk to you all in my next video. Mwah. I love you guys. Bye!